Hello, everyone. Just wanted to make some predictions that seem to come through in the last few days, last day or so. March the 6th, so I'm going to go ahead and 2013, let me get the date in there. First one is cases that maybe, right now they're having an election, or a selection, I'm not sure how they would refer to it, for the new Pope. They're going to start that very soon in Rome at the Vatican, because the current Pope Benedict has actually resigned from his office. I got the impression that there may actually be a medical issue that may arise with one of the cardinals, bishops, whatever they call the people that go there, that are at the conclave, because I had an image of an ambulance actually appearing, and I suppose if we take that then to it's a logical conclusion, then we say that there's a possibility that someone will pass away, which hopefully that's not the case, or that they become sick enough that an ambulance has to be called in order to be able to come and take care of whoever is there. So I'm going on the record with a prediction that there's going to be someone removed from the conclave during the papal selection process that's going to be going on in the Vatican. Probably that will be, I've heard through the news that they will probably begin that process sometime in March of 2013, and it probably, my feeling is it probably won't take too terribly long, but I would imagine that certainly I would think within a week of them beginning the process, but sometime during that time period, I think there's the chance that there's going to be an ambulance dispatched in order to take somebody away. There will be a news story about some kind of illness or someone passing away or something like that, because that's kind of the impression that I get. Second prediction is from a dream that I had just a little while ago, actually, where I was riding in a car and the car radio was on, and I was riding with someone, and all of a sudden a news broadcast goes on the radio and says that there's been a plane crash, and I got a very quick image in my dream of it being kind of a sandier looking kind of landscape, and so my thought is that it was an American voice that came on the radio, and it seemed to be saying that there was a jet crash that had occurred, I would think, in a western area of the United States, based on the scenery and the terrain that I saw. So I'm going to go on record and say that now as well, that I believe there's going to be a plane crash somewhere in the United States, in the western area, probably in some kind of, seem more like a drier kind of climate, like maybe someplace like in Reno, Nevada, or Las Vegas, or someplace in California, Southern California, one of those types of areas it seems. But I'm going to make it a little more inclusive and say that it could also be Montana, Idaho, a lot of other places as well. So I want to put that down as a prediction as well. Not looking, hopefully that will be a wrong prediction, because I never like to make plane crash predictions. But I'm just reporting what I heard. So, and maybe it was just an element in a dream, and it won't amount to anything, and we can hope for that. Third prediction I wanted to make was about a potential conflict that seems to be brewing in Asia. That's not, I don't think that's terribly shocking at the moment on March 6th to be making that prediction, because there's quite a number of things in the news that have been indicating that this could be going on. I've been making this prediction for a while in other venues, in other areas. I've gone into other forums and I've posted predictions saying that I felt like a conflict was coming, and I've been doing that for over a year now, particularly with the idea of the emergence of China. There's a fellow that I talked with in Australia. He and I have swapped messages back on a forum for a while now, about what I see as kind of the rising of China and how that's changing the dynamic of the military relationship, of the political situation in and around the Far East, and in Australia and other areas over there. I think that there's a chance for a conflict arising, a minor, I would say this, more of a minor conflict arising between Japan and China over the island chain there that both of them are claiming. I think that one would be a slightly lesser probability, but it is still a very significant probability. And it doesn't necessarily have the feel. I think it would serve more if there was to be a brief or a low-level but continuing clash that would happen between China and Japan. I don't think that I get the sense that it would actually escalate into some type of full-on massive invasion where China's trying to invade Japan or Japan's trying to go and bomb China or do anything like that. I think it would be the type of conflict that would involve ships firing a couple shots at each other, and I think it would serve more as a wake-up call to the rest of the world that there are tensions that are in that area that are approaching a military conflict, as opposed to it being anything that would call for a world war or a massive movement of things like that. Any bigger conflicts, I get the idea that if we're going to see any massive types of conflicts, they're still several years away. They may be coming, but they're still a ways away. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to see significant types of conflicts occurring even between nations. That takes me to the second point about South Korea and North Korea. I think that one is a more significant chance of becoming an issue. I get basically three ideas about when I think a conflict there could develop. The first time I think would be in the latter part of March and early April of 2013. I think there's a potential for a conflict arising somewhere in Asia, but my assumption is that it would be, I'm assuming that it would be in the Korea Peninsula. It might be somewhere else, but my sense of it is that there's potential for a conflict developing around that time period. The next time it seems like there could be the chance for a conflict arising is in August or September of 2013. And then if not, then sometime in February, March, or April of 2014, that there kind of seem to be windows of opportunity. Perhaps some of you who are astrologers, which I'm not, perhaps some of you would actually notice that there are parallels between the times that astrological influences would be more likely to influence people towards a more militant type of stance during those time periods. I frankly don't know from a study of astrology because I have never studied astrology. So, but my sense is that those are the times that's what's come to me, and those time periods are the ones that could actually be a potential difficulty. And I think that the Korean situation is definitely, I mean, the news even is now saying this as well, is that that's beginning to heat up in a significant fashion. There is the chance, and I'll throw this out as well as part of this prediction, there's also the chance that if a conflict were to develop in the Koreas, the United States would most certainly be involved in that conflict. If a conflict breaks out there, the United States, my country, should be careful that there's also the chance of another war breaking out in another part of the world that would involve the United States, perhaps not quite simultaneously, but while one war would be going on, I think that a conflict in the Koreas, and that's just an estimate on my part, would last somewhere between 4 and 6 months. And I think that might be a surprise to some people who would say it would probably be over in 4 to 6 weeks. And I suppose that's possible, but that's not my sense of things. My sense is that if a conflict does develop in the Koreas, that it has the chance of being slightly longer than what some people might think. So, but I just wanted to put that out there because that's something that's been, that's a prediction that seems like it's coming closer. All of these predictions are kind of on a time. They have a time frame involved, so I thought I would go ahead and put them out there as quickly as I could. So I believe that's it. Everyone have a good day.